Welcome Key Stage 3 and Year 10 to this week's assembly. I've just been watching some amazing performances from the final competitors for the Poetry by Heart competition. I want to thank you all, every one of you, for participating in this fantastic event, and I'm hearing fantastic things of your hard work, your perseverance and your amazing delivery. I hear the performance level has upped once again. So thank you for all students for that. Also want to thank Mrs. Howard for continuing with this important event and our dynamic English team. I'd like to call out Tilly White in Year 9 who has done an amazing open water course for diving for the past 3 months, including diving at Half Moon Bay, big turtles I believe. This is an amazing achievement that you've been awarded, so well done. Now, next week you have your exams, and I hope your teachers have explained clearly about how that's going to happen and guided you through that process, so don't worry. Here is Mrs. Powell to give you some good advice.
Okay, so I'm here to tell you about assessments next week, and I just wanted to give you some advice about how to approach them. Now, as you know, the purpose of the assessments is basically to just showcase what you've done during the year. Many of you have worked so hard this year online, and it's been such a challenging year. So I just want to give you a couple of practical tips if anybody's concerned or worried about how to approach the upcoming assessments. First of all, I would say make sure that you're sticking to some kind of a schedule, okay? And try to be proactive in the way that you're studying, because by practicing and being proactive, you're going to actively know what you're doing in terms of the writing, and maybe if it's a maths or a science question. Also make sure that you have found out exactly what information you're meant to be revising, because that can be important in terms of when you get into the assessment and you know exactly what you're meant to be responding to. And I think that you have to make sure that you are confident in terms of your own self-belief and in terms of your own ability to do well. Finally, make sure that you're looking after your own well-being. Your sleep and your diet at the moment will be important, because it will help you to concentrate during the assessments, and it will help you to do your very best. And remember, you've put the work in now. Many of you have super exceeded what you were expected to do this year. So do the best that you can. Communicate if you're confused about anything. There's lots of information from all of your teachers if you need help with anything. Okay, and the very best of luck.
Welcome back to News Round, Season 3, Episode 6, with some interesting news and facts. Let's jump in right away. By the way, before I start the news, I would like to say good luck to everyone who has exams next week. You'll do great. Now, let's get back into it. Bee-eaters. A species of bird known as the bee-eater has come to Saudi for the summer and can be spotted outside. The centre of diversity of the bee-eater is in Africa, but many species are found in the Middle East. They are highly social birds that will sit and roost together, so close together that they will touch. The birds are monogamous, which means that they have only one partner at a time. Some couples will stay together for multiple years. Aw, so cute. Make sure to look out for one of these birds, which can be found now all over Saudi. Fast Fire General Knowledge. Here's this week's Fast Fire General Knowledge. Number 1. There are 100 folds in a chef's hat. This represents 100 ways to cook an egg. Number 2. M&M stands for Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray, the creators of M&M's chocolate. Forrest Mars is the son of Mars Bar's founder, and Bruce Murray is the son of Hershey's chocolate president. Number 3. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from more than 2 miles away. Number 4. A baby puffin penguin is called a puffling. Number 5. The lyrebird can mimic nearly every sound it hears, including car alarms, animal noises, and chainsaws. Number 6. A $1 note costs 50 cents to make. Number 7. The crown jewel contains the 2 biggest cut diamonds on the planet. Number 8. Baby sea otters cannot swim. Number 9. If Facebook was a country, it would have 1 billion more citizens than China. And number 10, finally, there is a world record for the most world records. This title is for Ashrita Furman, holding over 200 world records and setting almost 600 records. Well, that's all for this week's news. See you next time on News Round.